Seattle Public Schools are shutting down their gifted and talented program because too many whites and Asians. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Seattle Public Schools being woke as the city is, as the state is, as the left coast is in the big city areas. They're phasing out their gifted and talented program because there's too many whites and Asians that saturate it. Now, this is really ridiculous. And I know why they're doing this, aside from the obvious. Since they can't get more blacks and Hispanics in the program, regardless of what they do, they want to just kill the program completely. All right, look, it's too many white people, too many Asians. It doesn't matter that Asians are a minority. That's totally irrelevant. We want to have more of the blacks and the Hispanics because they're not performing well. Since we can't do that, shut down the entire thing. Now, what if you are a gifted student? How is that going to affect you? Wouldn't that be a bad thing? You might even be a gifted black student or a gifted Hispanic student, but because there's not enough of you guys in there, they're shutting the whole thing down. Now, if I'm in Free Outer Washington and I'm a gifted black student, I would not like that too much. I was in programs like that when I was a kid. I'd be pretty upset if they shut the entire thing down because there wasn't enough blacks or Hispanics or whatever. I'd be like, look, I don't care about what other kids got going on. I'm here. I'm gifted. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to maximize my education when I'm a kid so I can become somebody greater than what I may have become without the advanced education. So I'd be totally upset. Now, we're going to get into an article in the video. You see this right here. This is on New York Post. You see the headline, Seattle Public Schools shut down gifted and talented program for being oversaturated with white and Asian students. All right, let's read some of this right here. Then we're going to get into the news clip. This is pretty crazy, but not surprising for Free Atoll, Washington, left coast. So Seattle Public Schools is dismantling its gifted and talented program, which administrators argue was oversaturated with white and Asian students in favor of a more inclusive, equitable, and culturally sensitive program. Now, inclusion, equity, cultural diverse, what does that sound like to you, DEI? More of the same. Anyway, we'll keep on moving. The district began phasing out its highly capable cohort schools and classrooms for advanced students in the 2021-2022 school year due to racial inequities, the school district notes. The program will completely cease to exist by 27-28 school year with a new enrichment for all model available in every school by the 24-25 school year. So look, if I was a kid, I would not be feeling this. I'd be totally upset and not wanting to move and leave out of the left coast, at least in the city areas. If you live in Washington, Oregon, California, and you have a good time of education, let me know in the comments below. But I think in a lot of these big city areas, it's going to be rough, especially in public K through 12. Now, let's check out the actual news clip here. Of course, I will link to everything in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
All neighborhood schools in Seattle will have to incorporate gifted students into their classrooms. Typically, many of these highly capable students are either separated into different schools or what's known as cohorts where...
So basically what's going to happen, if you're a gifted student and you've been in a classroom with other gifted students, you got to go right back to the mouth breathers, the normies, the kids that probably going to act a fool. I don't like that. I like the idea of separating kids. A lot of times what you have in school is kids that want to learn and one or two or three disruptive kids. Back in my day, they would get sent to an alternative school, but now they put in the same box. Maybe it's still the same way. There should be a school for the highly gifted, a school for the regular kids, and a school for the ne'er-do-wells, the miscreants. It doesn't matter if the miscreant school is mostly black or Hispanic. It doesn't matter if the gifted program is mostly white and Asian. I don't particularly care. My advice to anybody that's upset about it, teach your kid to act right and do flashcards, read, do something to get your kid on the right page with everybody else or on an advanced level. I digress.
There they're kept together so teachers can focus on their advanced needs. But Seattle Public Schools is getting rid of the cohort model in the name of equity. Parents I spoke with agree with the goal of equity, but they say this move will make things worse, not better.
They're thriving. They're learning so much. They're curious, and they're being pushed.
Simran Parmar is praising her children's education at Cascadia Elementary School. It's one of 11 schools in Seattle that group together highly capable learners, the hundreds of students who are way above their grade level, even above advanced learners.
As a layperson, I can say there are children who will test gifted academically, but then again, they have other learning disabilities, whether it's ADHD, dyslexia.
The kind of specialized learning is another reason why Parmar says the gifted program is so vital. She and others are very concerned over the district's plan to cancel all highly capable cohorts, phasing them out completely by the 2027 to 2028 school year.
If they do this and don't fix it, there's just going to be the bell curve getting ignored, and it's going to be watering down the teaching.
Fox 13's request for an interview with Superintendent Brent Jones or anyone else at the district has gone unanswered so far, but their website says gifted students will not be separated and will start going to their neighborhood schools in order to address, quote, historical inequity. The website goes on to say the program is not going away, it's getting better. Quote, all teachers will provide teaching and learning that is delivered with universal design for learning and differentiated to meet the needs of students within their grade level, end quote. Historically, it boils down to highly capable cohorts having more white and Asian students and other races underrepresented.
Totally crazy. A racist thing to do. Listen, I don't care if the highly gifted kids section was 100% white or 100% Asian. It does not matter. If you're gifted, you're gifted. It should be a colorblind thing. That's my opinion, and I think my opinion is going to be shared by everyone who's watching this. And if that's not your opinion, let me know why in the comments. Why should that be different? I'm not saying that it should be 100% white or 100% Asian or 50-50 only whites or Asians. I'm not saying it should be. I'm saying if that's what it winds up being because these are the most gifted kids, then so be it. So be it.
It will not help those kids to just cut the program wholesale, that we weren't servicing enough of them. You don't help by cutting the program. What we should be doing is identifying more children from underrepresented groups that aren't getting a fair shake in the testing, doing more to fix that.
Look, all you're going to do when you put the gifted kids with the other regular normie kids or the underperforming kids is make their education go down. You're trying to flatten it. You're trying to make them perform poorly to make other kids, you're just bringing them down to the other kids' level. The other kids won't be better. They're going to stay the same. The gifted kids will slightly decrease a little bit because they're not getting the quality education that they were getting before. Their advanced needs can't be catered to. So rather than the kid who was, let's say, in the 8th grade doing 9th grade, 10th grade level education, he's going to go back to the 8th grade level education. And it's not going to be taught with the same veracity as it was in the previous separated classrooms.
And providing these services to more students across the entire city.
And parents like Eric Feeney are waiting to get clear instructions on how one teacher will be able to address drastically different needs, sometimes in classrooms of up to 30 kids.
It's going to be one lesson plan for all the kids. And it's going to be just the lowest common denominator. That's what they're going to cater to. And the gifted kids are just going to breeze through, bored, in their sleeping, getting straight A's while not being challenged. And that's going to stunt their overall growth. I don't like that at all. That was kind of my situation when I was a kid. I'd be in class bored, sleep, getting A's because it got to the point where I was like disconnected from even doing the work because it's like, what am I even doing? This is pointless. It's dumb. I'm bored. That's how a lot of the kids are. That's why you got to have a special class for them.
Until you have a better system, don't give a fake solution or like a half solution. I think the district consistently under-communicates on most of its initiatives. I think partially because they don't have the bandwidth.
Without significant extra resources in every classroom, parents and teachers are going to be overburdened by the new neighborhood model, and highly capable kids will get neglected. And from a budget perspective, they say it just doesn't make sense. The district spends about $7,000 per student at Cascadia Elementary, which is about 50% less than for kids in neighboring schools.
So there we go. That's what's happening. Yeah, I mean, we see what's going on here. You're sacrificing investing into gifted kids. You're sacrificing that because you want them to be closer to the bottom with the other kids who are not going to perform as well. As I close, I want to say this. Listen, here's a solution or a way that kids who are not doing very well could do better. And truthfully, it needs to start early. If you having problems with reading, if you can't really read by the 3rd grade, it's pretty much over. I'm talking about early in the womb. Read to the kids. Have the kids read. When I was a kid, I had a bookcase full of books, fiction, nonfiction, whatever. I was just really a nerd, and I wanted to lean into being a nerd, lean into, just exploring and figuring out things. You got to do that. One of the main things is reading. Math problems, flashcards, you got to do that. What happens a lot of times in Black and Hispanic households, which is different than white and Asian includes Indian subcontinent and also Chinese, Japanese, etc. The difference is the whites and the Asians, they are having their kids learn early, learn basic things early. They're putting them on to education early. Black and Hispanic kids, they say that's the school's job. Not all, because my childhood was not like that. I was getting the flashcards and Sesame Street and all that kind of good stuff. But a lot of Black kids, they can't even read. They can't color. They can't do anything at grade 5. So they're already behind, and they're going to be behind all throughout their entire school career, K through 12, college, everything else. That's how it goes. So you can't fix that by removing the intelligent kids, the gifted kids from their gifted program. All you're going to do is make the gap between them less, because the kids who are doing very well are going to be brought down a little bit, and the kids who are not doing well are going to be in the same spot. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Is it a good solution to eliminate the gifted kids program, or is it a bad solution? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is a terrible solution, and it's not a solution. It's a thing they're doing just to try and make themselves feel better, to make the scores. You got equity. Yeah, sure. By sacrificing the education of the more gifted kids, yeah, you got equity. Look, if I was a parent and I had kids, I would not be anywhere like this. Left coast, any kind of liberal place, because you're playing with kids' education, all in the name of so-called equity. I hate that. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.